everyone. It's Nea Clare, and I am just making sure we are on, which is so funny. Everything's kind of goofy for me today, but hi, I'm glad you're on with me. Um, it is Monday. It is April 19th. What? How is it April 19th, you ask? I am also a little flabbergasted by it. It's kind of happening very quickly. This entire year just flies. It is flying and flying and flying. Um, and so I'm just checking. I don't think I'm in the Soulwise Circle. I think I'm on my business page, which is very weird. But that's okay. I must have hit the wrong button, and that happens sometimes. So we'll just see. You guys, sorry, my nose is itchy, which means you all are thinking about me. Well, hello and welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Monday, and every Monday I do a group meditation. I usually do this from the Soulwise Circle. So if you're not a member of the Soulwise Circle, this is a darn good reason to join because we do this every Monday at noon. You are welcome to join. It's free. It's an amazing community. I will say this that so many people. I've had so many conversations in the last week about people saying I'm getting a reset on all of my on all of my uh, current all of my current friend groups and kind of the places that I used to seek harmony, comfort, resources, due to changes in values and due to, just realizing that sometimes we've changed or the people around us have changed, right? There are things that um, that are shifting, and so we're looking for places where we feel comfortable. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Narina. Hi, Aaron. I'm so glad you guys are on, and thank you. Isn't this pretty? Look at this. It's not a sweater. It's a little shawl. I just think it's so pretty. I was like, it's snowing here in Minnesota, just a little bit. Not flurries or anything, just like little bits, but it's so cold for April. And I just thought we need some flowers, right? And I'm in my basement today in a room that I can get good reception in because my daughter is home sick with a cold today. So if we were upstairs or if we were in another part of our space, what would be happening is we would have a 2.5-year-old just sitting here. She would take over the entire show. So I needed to find a different space to be in. So here we are, and hopefully she will be managed well upstairs because she loves to be on the screen. So, but I was saying the Soulwise Circle that I created several years ago. Last year was such a it became a really good hub for people to connect. Every single day I did a daily meditation. Up I did it every day, Monday, like every day of the week, from the end of March through, I want to say it was sometime in June, and then transitioned to just Monday through Friday, all the way through October, and then just moved to doing it on Mondays. Um, but it, for me, I will tell you, was such a source of community and connectedness and being able to have uh, people that we could that we shared this every day. It was a rhythm. And I've also noticed that within this group, it's not that everybody thinks alike. We don't all have the same life experience, and that's okay. And we don't all have the same opinions. That is also okay. But what I've noticed is that there is huge amounts of grace extended and a willingness to learn and understand. And I will tell you, as the administrator of the group, I have not had to remove anyone for like negative posts or being negative towards one another. It has been so delightfully respectful. And so I want to just share that if you are looking for a community, if you're looking for a place to be, it is an absolutely wonderful place. It's free. We do the meditation there every Monday, except for today because I clicked the wrong group. I'll post it there though. And if you go into the videos, you will see all of the meditations. There are literally hundreds. You can just pick one at random and you'll get a message just like we're doing today. It's the recording, so it's available to you. So I love the community. I love being able to connect with everyone. And I love the support and love and kindness and hope that comes out of the group. So if you're looking, s- sign up. It's there for you. Hi, Narina. I'm glad it was meant to be today. I'm glad that somewhere my fingers knew that. My brain was not thinking, Narina needs this. I don't have to do that. Everything works in divine order and divine timing, doesn't it? And so I was thinking today is just, it's so, so, so important that we are taking time right now to really check in with ourselves and to strengthen our own connection, our own individual connection with spirit, to strengthen that. And the reason for that is because there when we know who we are and where we are and what is going on for us, when we can lay claim to it, we can make really clear decisions. We are not swept away by every emotional storm that comes along, every single person's problems that come along. We are able to stay clear, deeply rooted, deeply centered, and actually be able to call on our own inner resources. And, um, there's a lot of information floating around, a lot of reasons that appear reasonable to be afraid, to be worried, to be in panic, whether it's about the earth, whether it's about our food sources, whether it's about big pharma, whether it's about um, politics, right? There's a lot to be like stirred up about. And it's also an expectation in a lot of ways that you should kind of be stirred up. And so, one of the things that I just wanted to talk about that a little bit today is that if you're feeling more tender and if you're feeling more um, like upset about things on a deeper level, it's okay. You're a lot stronger than you realize. Even people who, are dealing with mental and emotional health issues, even people who are overloaded, we are all a little bit stronger than we realize. The challenge that where we lose that sense of strength, where we lose that sense of well-being is when we're looking outside of ourselves for answers, where we are looking and not trusting that inner wisdom. Does everybody get what I'm talking about? Like that inner knowing. And one of the ways when I ask questions, if you have a question, post your questions today. I answer them. I love to. I love to be able to be a resource for you. Um, and also, you can, if I ask a question and it's true for you, it's nice to let other people know. Hi, honey. I'm glad you're on. It's nice to let other people know because it lets us know that we're not alone. I know we're not able to sit around in a group and see everybody nodding. So the way that we in a Facebook group can nod in a way that other people know we're nodding is we can use the thumbs up button, or if it's really strong for us, we can use the heart button, or if it's really like not like you think I'm full of it, you can use the anger button, right? Or the button, the wow button. You can do that. I don't take offense. We don't have to be in agreement. It's okay. But I invite you to share for yourself what is it that is your opinion, because you might be adding something that either I didn't think about or that I'm not talking about today, but it has an absolute valid point in and it's cogent to the conversation. So know that you are honored here. You are always honored in the circle, even when we're creating it where, it's like I'm a talking head. So I welcome that. And so does everybody else in the group. Like this goes two ways. We just have to find the way to communicate, right? So I wanted to, so as we think about like what it is to come into center, to know yourself, the meditation that we're doing It's called the Harmonic Alignment Meditation practice. And it is truly a practice. It's something that I will invite everybody, if you haven't started this, when you join the Soulwise Circle, again, right down here, there's the information about how you get, just look up Soulwise Circle. And actually, I think the isn't even on there. I should fix that. It's just Soulwise Circle. Um, you can jump in and if you go into the videos, you can just randomly pick videos and listen to the meditation and trust that your highest knowing is always guiding you to what you need. These meditations help us come into center and help us feel that connection with our physical body, with our energetic field that is a part of us. Sometimes we think of it as out here, it's like some separate entity. It's actually an extended experience of this entire body that we are a part of, this vessel, right? And so we are more than the physical part of ourselves. We have this energetic field that surrounds us. And what we do is we breathe. We breathe the light of spirit. We breathe ourselves into a place of calm, centered knowing within our body. And within each one of us, there is that place of quiet, of stillness, where we don't have to worry about whether our mind is going or not. We just don't give attention to it. And we move into this quiet place where we can listen to this vessel, where we can tune in, where we can be present. It's also because we are of God, we are children of God, every single one of us, right? We have a connection with the divine. And so, what we do in that quiet time is we are able to connect in. And the more that we practice this, the more that we come to trust it. It's not just a task on our list to do, it becomes something that we go, oh, when I am feeling out of sorts, when I am feeling overwhelmed, when I am feeling sad, when I am feeling sick, that we learn that this is a place we can go and tune in and say, okay, what is my experience? How can I be present to the experience that I'm having? How can I find the willingness to be present to my fear, to my doubt, to my worry, to my anger that I'm experiencing? And when we do this, we are honoring ourselves. And when we honor ourselves, we open. Literally, a child who is honored opens, right? So, have you ever seen a child who just wants to tell you something, right? Wants to, mommy, 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 or auntie, 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 I want to tell you this. I want to tell you this. And then you go, shh, I don't have time for you. And you watch them just, right? They just fall into themselves. There's a collapse, there's a pulling back. And what has happened is there's a part of them that has not been honored, right? There's this part of them that does not get honored. And so we do that to ourselves. We do that to ourselves. We go, I'm feeling anger. I shouldn't feel anger. Anger is a bad emotion. I should feel fine. And what we do is we blow past the experience that we're having. When we blow past our experience, what happens is we crumble. That part of us that is open and willing and wants to have an open heart, wants to be ready to be in the world, shuts down. And we live in a world that shutting down that inner knowing is a practice, right? It keeps everybody much more manageable. And I'm not talking about like a big brother kind of manageable. It's just the way the culture has been. I don't even know that our parents or our parents' parents ever knew why, like made a decision like the reason I have to keep my child managed is, because I just don't want them to be too spirited. I don't want them to be seen in the world. I don't want them to get hurt. A lot of times we just do what we do because it's the habit of what we do, and it's been modeled for us for so long. So taking the time to go within, to build that connection with ourselves, to quiet the mind, right? And we don't have to spend, let me change that. It's not to quiet the mind, it's to take our attention away from the mental process. Let it be. The amount of energy we spend trying to quiet the mind is actually a distraction from the peace that we can have without worrying about that. We just draw our attention within to this very, very still, quiet place. Does that make sense to everybody? And if there are any questions, just go ahead and post it. But I know many of you who are listening have been a part of this practice for the last year. And this message, the meditation is very easy. It's very easy. It's not, you can just listen. And even if nothing comes through, just know that you're benefiting from it. You're benefiting from hearing and being open and staying with it. And the more that we practice, the easier it is. And this is coming from somebody who literally spent most of her life, and I will say this, I spent most of my life unable to meditate at all. I'd hear meditation, I'd be like, I just groan. My eyes would roll back in my head. I'm like, I can't ever quiet my mind. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'd focus on my breath and I'd hyperventilate thinking about my breath. It was absolutely unnerving to me. And I learned how to be quiet by doing something else. And that for me was chanting. Oh, repeating that, like my mind can't do something else while that's going on. And so I had no other choice but to quiet. This is very similar, where we are not putting the attention on the mental body that says, well, you're not doing Om correctly. You're not hitting that note right. That's the mental part. That we're drawing away from the mental body and going within to this still quiet place. And the more that we practice this, the more that it becomes familiar and easier. So I hope that makes sense. Hi, Phyllis. Hi, Scarlett. Hi, Jim. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad. So delighted. I don't know if you're still on, but hello. Um, Hi, Penny. Hi, Carol. Hi, Mara. Just delighted to have you guys on today. And we will start the meditation in just a moment. The other piece that I will just tell you, and I will talk about this during the meditation, is that when we go in, and if your mind starts kicking in, the way that I encourage you to get back to stillness is not to go, oh my God, I'm starting to think I'm a failure. I can't do it right. Right? That's a very mental response. Is I want you on the next inhale to imagine yourself just gently falling back as though you're falling back into a cloud, as though you're falling back into, this beautiful raft that's floating on the water, that you're falling back even farther. And when you do this, what you're doing is you're just creating spaciousness of what gets your attention, because that feeling of just floating is a much more delightful experience for your entire being than it is to be up in your head, because this is going to go on no matter what. Okay. Hi, Brianna. I'm glad you're on. Let me just think. I wanted to say, oh, and typically I am a channel. I work with spirit. I work with a collective called The How, Harmonic Alignment and Oneness. And for those of you who don't know what a channel is I receive messages that come through my body from spirit. And it's an interesting situation. But I receive these messages, they speak through me, and usually at the end of the meditation, there's a message that comes through for the group. They will introduce them, they won't introduce themselves likely, but what they will do is you will hear the transition in my voice typically, and even in the energy. And they will usually they will connect with you as light breathers, which is the practice of what we are doing. We're breathing light in this meditation. And there's a message that comes through for you. And then at the end, there's usually a little bit of time for us to chat. So if you have questions, if things come up, if you're like, what the heck was that? Or I saw this, awesome, share it, because every single person in this group has will benefit from it. And I'm glad to share whatever I can. I do my best to be an open book, to demystify the mystical, because it is that is what has been my experience. I take things very matter of fact, very straightforward. And for that, I try to present things in a very straightforward, very real, very accessible way to the people that I serve. So, and Same is true with this meditation. It is absolutely available to you. If you don't get it today, just trust that it'll be available. And if you are not currently a member of the Soulwise Circle, you can sign up. And I'm going to just quick make this edit, if you guys don't mind, because I feel like I'm going to send you to the wrong place, and that's no good. There we go. Soulwise Circle. I don't think the is in there, but you will find it and it's free. I just ask that you respect everyone in there and respect people's opinions, ideas, and be kind. That's all I ask. So, welcome. Hi. Hello, Linda. Hello, Pretty. Hello, Kathy. I'm glad we're all on today. Um, the other thing that I'm going to invite us to do today is to really hold space around the planet right now and here in Minnesota, in Milwaukee, in the Midwest, all around the United States, we are having a lot of tension that that it's along differences, and I'm going to say it's race, it's sex, it's sexual orientation, it's gender, it's religion. We are having tension, and it's a continuous tension. And in this tension, what is being asked that is not happening yet, but this is the opportunity, is every body, every single human being has a desire to be honored in their humanity. Every single human being. And there are reasons that we've done with our mental body to slice and dice who gets what that looks like for this group, what that looks like for this group, who is accessible to this. And that's starting to break apart. We're starting to see the fallacy in that. We are starting to see it to the point where we can't ignore it. It's like in our face. And this is part of that tension. And with this meditation coming into that knowing, right? We can also hold and breathe into the collective consciousness, into all of humanity, spaciousness that truth and justice, true justice, it's not a justice that is responsive rather than reactive. Responsive that says your body, your beingness is worthy of care, of love, of kindness, of respect, rather than, ooh, justice in we must react to an injustice. We need to rise up into that. And to do that, we must create space, right? Space between the cells, space between the thoughts, space within the constructs that are currently active and the belief systems that are currently active in the collective consciousness. So as we breathe today, I really would love for you to hold the energy of truth and of justice and a responsive justice, an honoring justice. And as we hold this, that we see all of the bodies, that we see the souls all around the planet, all of those that we know being able to step into that and being held in that, not just for themselves, but by all of us, that we are honoring that. So that's my invitation to you. I think it's timely and it's important that we take this opportunity to welcome in something greater than what we have held in the past. So if you are willing to do that, I'm just going to invite you to put a like button or a heart button so that everybody can see this is your saying yes to this. And we will move right into the meditation. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you. 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 This is your yes matters. Your willingness matters. It's a declaration of what will get your attention, of where you are inviting your energy to be channeled. And don't think that it doesn't matter. It matters. You don't have to have an agenda for your energy. You just have to have an intention. And so we can do this in a very powerful way. Very powerful way. All right. Let's take a A couple of deep breaths just to allow yourself to come to this now moment, to feel your body in the chair that you're in, where you're standing or sitting. And if you're driving, please do not do this. You can listen, but please don't close your eyes. I know that goes without saying, but I'm saying it anyway. And I wanted to invite you to imagine that you are breathing in crystalline white light, universal prana, this beautiful energy that breathed you into being. It is the stuff that all things are made of, the life force. And breathing this into your body, you may feel effervescence, maybe even a minty experience like breathing in menthol or mint. And feeling that light fill every cell of your being, breathing deeply and exhaling completely. Feeling refreshed as you breathe in again, breathing into every organ of your physical body, allowing that light to move into your lungs, to your liver, to your brain, down into your spleen. Breathing into all of your organs, your stomach, your intestines, your sexual organs. And just notice how alive you feel, how much more clear and aware you are of the functioning body that you reside in. This beautiful body that is working for you, allowing you, your soul, your consciousness, a vehicle to be here. We breathe and relax into this knowing that we are here. And this body is the vehicle that has been chosen. And as we breathe this beautiful light into every cell, we are awakening the divine blueprint of every single cell that it may work in divine harmony to uphold our life force, to bring us into perfect alignment and health. Every cell experiencing this awakening like a blessing. And on the exhale, releasing anything we've been hanging on to, any stories of lack, any stories of fear of illness, of concern. All that we need is being brought into our consciousness. And we relax. And now as we breathe in past our thoughts, gently falling back away from our thoughts into the still, quiet place within. And we just breathe and relax into it until we are experiencing quiet and presence with this now moment. Allowing ourselves to be present and aware. If your mind is still going, if you hear your thoughts, On the next inhale, just allow yourself to follow your breath even deeper into the stillness, trusting that all that you need is working. Your mind is fine, does not require you to tend to it. And in the stillness, notice how good it feels to just be. Feeling your body, feeling your environment, and just being here now. I want you to softly and gently bring your awareness all around you as you're floating in this field that is infinite. There are no edges. It extends beyond your knowing in every direction. And just breathe, noticing how your mind is searching for the edges. And allow that to happen because as you think your mind finds an edge, it extends even farther. And that's okay. This is your connection to the quantum field, the field of infinite possibilities, the field from which you were born, the idea of you generated and brought from a frequency into matter. And so it is with all thoughts and all things. And this connection point allows you access to all that you need. If there are questions that you are wrestling with, if there are desires, longings, allow them to float out of you easily. There's no need to beg or plead or negotiate, just allowing them to float out of you. And know that even in the formation of the idea or the question or the request, the response is already being formed, that it will come back to you. And so we allow the release, the surrender of our requests, of our ideas, of what we are longing for outward, trusting that it will come back in a way that we know and recognize, and that is affirming to who we are and the life that we are longing to live. And it is in this state of being that we can send our request for justice and truth for all, that we can imagine in our mind's eye that every being, every single being on this planet is honored, honored as they are, honored in their humanity. And we send this out, knowing this as our truth and trusting that it is already emerging. This quiet place is your connection. Whether you call it prayer or meditation or request or declaration, it is all the same. When you allow yourself a pause in the mental chatter to come here, to come back to you, to your connection, you are accessing your power, your strength, your wisdom, and your connection as a child of God. And as you hear these words, notice within your vessel, within your energetic field, within your physical body, the strengthening of your energetic field, fortified in the knowing that this is truth, strengthening the capacity of who you are and what you are capable of creating. And gently bringing your attention into your energetic field that surrounds your physical body. Understanding that this field is always in motion. This field of energy, whether you speak of this as your auric field, your energy fields, your lower mental body, your emotional body, all of this is your first true experience of other. You do not first experience other through your five senses. It is an elevated experience that is felt. It truly is an experience. And for many of you, this is an awakening awareness. You are experiencing other more acutely, whether it is your children, your spouse, your coworkers, you are feeling them more readily, whether it is the plants, the water, the air, the animals. And this is because you are becoming more energetically attuned. Your sense of who you are is expanding. And so too is your capacity to receive information. This field of energy that surrounds you is in alignment with what is sacred and holy in you. And as you breathe in and breathe into this renewed, energized field, notice how whole and complete you feel. There is nothing lacking. Your mind may say otherwise, but your experience that you are having in this moment has no story to tell, only the truth of the experience. And let this be the magnet that draws to you all that is in harmony and alignment with this vibration. It is not good emotion or bad emotion. It is the truth of you, the wholeness of you. And you will be a magnet for all that is resonant with this. Bringing your attention beneath your feet, connected with your energetic field, is your connection with Mother Earth. This tether runs deep into the core of the planet. It has always been here. And we speak of her as mother because she provides for all her children, provides for each of you air to breathe, atmosphere that allows you to grow and thrive, that protects you from the rays of the sun, nourishes you, allowing food to be grown in her soil, trees that grow and bear fruit for you, waters that carry nurturing sustenance for your being, animals that support your physical and emotional needs. All that is here, you are a part of, and she loves you as her child. And as you come to feel this love rising up through this tether, like an umbilical cord nurturing you, nourishing you in the love that is unlimited, unyielding, that you experience fulfillment as you breathe this into your awareness. Her love for you has always been. And the more that you come to experience this fulfillment, the more your love for her grows. Your willingness to honor her as she honors you, providing all that is needed for her children. Allow yourself to experience the sensation of home and fulfillment. For many of you, feeling a deep ache, the belief that you are not of her, that the mother is someone rather than all that is. Breathe in her love. And as you grow in your fulfillment, as you expand, you are more willing to open like a flower in a field, open to receive the divine love of the universe, of God that is always reaching you, always shining upon you, open to receive all that is given in abundance. You are not lacking. There is nothing lacking, and all that is flowing to you, all that you desire given to you. And breathe deeply. Feel this love flow into you, this light flow into you, every cell, expanding and growing every cell until the cell no longer has boundaries. The light radiates outward, and you are a vessel, a breather of light, breathing for yourself, breathing with and for the planet, and breathing with all of humanity, breathing in and between every thought, every rule, every belief, creating spaciousness in the consciousness of humanity. Love flowing in and through you, boundless, resonant, honoring. You are limitless in your capacity for love, dear ones. You are limitless in what you can receive of love, limitless in your ability to allow love to move into you and to be shared through you. Your resonant and radiant vessel allows others to see that it is true for you and it is also true of them. And we breathe. and rest in this experience of expanded love. Beautiful breathers of light, we are with you. We are honoring you and breathing with each of you. Breathing with the consciousness on this planet that is struggling to expand. It requires a true surrender of all that has been told, all of the beliefs that create limitation. And yet, it is through discovery, through curiosity, through pushing the edges that humanity continues to grow and expand in its genius. And yet, it is very counter to the human mind to wish to do this, to push past your own limitations that you have believed and set for yourself. But it is in the experience that new and awakened connections within your mind begin to electrify your willingness to get to more of this experience that you are now holding in your vessel. How much love is moving in and through you in this moment as you are breathing, breathing through every cell of you, breathing the consciousness of humanity open and full and trusting that you are whole and a magnet for what is good for you. How fearful in this moment do you feel? Your experience is not resonant with this construct. Fear falls away, doubt falls away, and you come to feel yourself. And in this experience of feeling the wholeness of you, you come to know you. And while the world is desperate and wringing in fear, you are grounded and whole and centered, not to dismiss, but as service, as divine channel for love. And it is through love that fear begins to break apart. Every heart on this planet longs to be loved and honored. And it is through your vessel that you may extend divine love, sacred honoring of life, life as it is. And in this, others will awaken to know and honor their own life force and that of others. And so it is, and so it goes, dear ones. Blessed beings of light, do not diminish through your mind what you are capable of. Come to this practice and expand until your mind believes it more than the story of who you believed yourself to be yesterday. You are growing exponentially in the light of love. Allow this to shape who and what you choose to be each and every day. And we bless you. Allow yourself to take some deep breaths. It's okay to remain in this connected and expanded state if you like. We invite in clarity and focus that you may go on about your day in this expanded state, this breathing of divine love, of honoring others. As you go about your tasks, as you think what you must think, bringing this practice into the everyday experience of living in and with others. Begin wiggling your toes, gently rocking your head from side to side, wiggling your fingers, and gently bringing your hands into prayer pose at your heart space, honoring yourself, honoring each other, and bringing the palms of your hands up to your eyes, gently opening your eyes into the palms of your hands, and coming back into your current experience, wherever you are. Welcome back. Thank you for those of you who are joining. An important message today is there are many who cannot see right now. You know, sometimes we want to put things in a hierarchy, and that is a very safe uh, mental model to say that they are not ready yet, or we're here and they're there. It's kind of like, um, it's part of just how our mental body works. And instead, it's really much more about how much we believe in any given moment that we can receive and share, how resonant we believe we can be, right? You can be the most positive person on the planet, but when it comes to sharing that true positivity, that love, you might be closed in. You might have a very small energetic, you know, um, extension. Does that make you more or less? It just means that there is a belief that says there's not enough. And what we are doing is we're acclimating to abundance. True abundance. We think about abundance so much in money and possessions. And abundance is the freedom that most of us long for. We long to be free. And abundance is an abundance of spirit, an abundance of support, an abundance of honoring, of knowing that there truly is plenty. And the more that we come into that energy, the more we are willing to share, right? It's not all about me. It becomes about we, and then it becomes greater than we. You know, we experience what that is. We can conceive of it, but we are growing into that. We are still so much in the I, me, my, mine, which on Saturday during the group channeling that we had, that was one of the messages that came through, um, that we get very stuck in things kind of being a feedback loop to ourselves. But when we breathe in and experience that love moving through us, there's no need to meter it because there's plenty. There's plenty. And so if you found yourself feeling constricted at times, it's okay. Just notice it and don't try to get past it. Just notice it and love that part of you that is feeling constricted or feeling like, no, there are people on this planet that aren't worth it. Okay, let's be with that, right? There are people who are terrible. Okay, let's be with that. Let's breathe into that. Let's breathe into that part of ourselves that doesn't believe that there is enough or that every single person on this planet is worthy, right? And as we breathe into it and as we honor our experience, our belief as it is, it can begin to unwind, it can begin to unravel, and spaciousness goes in. Right now, so much around the planet, we're so stuck in this versus this versus this. But if I were to get together with each one of you in it, like if we were in a group and we all started talking about what our beliefs are, we might not all agree, but we would find common ground because we would see each other, we would feel each other's energy, we would be in that. And this year we've been in such separation that our mind gets to be on overload, gets to run the show. So this practice allows us to go within, to be in connection, and to be fully present to what is good and sacred and holy in each and every one of us. And we start by doing that within so that we can share. I hope that that's helpful for everyone. If there are any questions or comments, Mary Jo, I'm glad that you popped on. I miss you. We need to talk soon. So I'm glad it was a good reminder. I'm glad I'm guessing you did not do the meditation, but we're listening because you were driving, right? So I will stay on a couple of minutes if anyone has questions or if there's something that you want to speak in. How was it for you today? Hi, pretty. Thank you. I'm glad you were on. I love your energy. It's so funny because I can feel it's when I've connected to all of you so much over the last year. I can feel you. And when we're all breathing, it's like I can see these, what I see are like vases, right? These containers. They're kind of in this shape. I'll draw it. Um, it's like this shape, right? Can you guys see that? Oh, I don't know if you can see that shape. That's what it looks like to me, is that like each one of us, it's not about our physical body, it's our whole vessel is just radiant, resonant in this beautiful light, and so, so good. And so I see that and I know you and I feel you and I feel your love and I feel your energy, and it is so beautiful. And those of you who are new, I look forward to like connecting with you even more and to being able to do this. So thank you for joining it. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Phyllis. And Phyllis, I'm so glad you're on today. So lovely. Um, you guys, if you aren't a member, like I said, of the Soulwise Circle, I do this every Monday. Um, and I'd love to have you join. It's wonderful. Yeah, the expansiveness. And right now, just imagine if you can feel expansiveness and breathe into this, right? Breathe into this. What you're doing is you are able to do this for others. And Joyce, I love first time here and a bit hard to expand my boundaries. And look at that, right? Of course. But know that we're breathing with you. We are breathing with you, and that's one of the reasons I do this in groups every week, is to breathe with you, to create space that you aren't doing this all on your own, that we are loving each other forward. We are loving each other into this expanded place, because it takes a bit to quiet the mind and to trust. It's kind of like doing a trust fall. Like the first time you do it, you're kind of like half-heartedly looking back, is anybody going to catch me? And then like 2 times later, you're up on, like forget the picnic table, you're on top of the roof, ready to fall back because you trust people so much. It's like that. We have to build the muscle. So I am so glad that you joined. I'm so glad that you said yes. I'm so glad to be with all of you. Stephanie, good to see you. I'm glad you popped on. I am going to head out. I am going to go record first podcast with my dear friend Candy Brothel, who owns Natural Awakenings magazine. We are starting a podcast. I know. It's going to be great. It's called Rounding the Corner. The energy of it is going to be talking about how do we see all these things that are emerging and talk through it, and really begin to use coaching techniques, and talking about how we expand and use curiosity in a way that is supportive. So I hope you'll tune in. I will keep you well posted when this gets out there. I'm so, so, so excited. So we'll be doing that, and Candy is so much fun. We spend time together every week, and finally we were just like, we should share these conversations. We have so much fun together. So I can't wait to be able to share that with you. More information coming. I'm super excited, you guys. What spring is definitely springing. Flowers are growing. We're ready to expand, even if there's a little bit of flurries out there. Who cares? Let's keep it going. So thank you. Have an awesome day. I love you. Have a great week.